Hello and welcome back to AB in Focus. Today we turn our minds to a homegrown UAE brand. Across dining, travel and entertainment, the entertainer has been a feature of many people's lives. However, since COVID-19, the app has potentially been going through something of a difficult period, and the founder of the entertainer, Donna Benton, joining us here today, has returned as CEO to the firm. Donna, thank you for joining us here today and welcome to the show.
Thank you for having me, Matt.
So Donna, obvious question to start with then, I think. Why are we back? Why are you back?
Oh, why am I back? I get asked that a lot now. Why am I back? Let's put it this way. I love the entertainer. I love everything about it. I love that it creates value for both the merchant and the customer. Previously, in the 5 years that I hadn't been there, I believe that the other CEOs and the shareholders just had a little bit of a different vision. And also during COVID as well, it wasn't what it was, I suppose. So they asked me to come back and I accepted, and here I am, ready to build it back bigger and better than it ever was before.
So if you're saying it wasn't what it was, is the plan here to bring it back to what it was, or is there a future vision?
Yeah, no, obviously the minimum benchmark for me is to bring it back to what it was, and then you can move onwards and upwards and bring it better than it was as well. You have to have growth.
So define that for me. What does that future look like then? Is that more deals? Is that deeper discounts? Is that more verticals beyond, say, travel?
Yeah, there's a lot you can do with the entertainer, but our first and foremost is quality and quantity. We're about making the unaffordable affordable for the consumers, but at the same time bringing footfall to the merchants. So that's our core business. We stay in our own lane. That's what we do. So when we have the growth, at the moment we're in 8 countries. We have 10 products. So that could be an expansion of that unit or going into other areas with the entertainer as well.
Expanding into further countries, fantastic, good to see business growth. But let's also focus on, I assume, your core market, which is here in the UAE. How do you aim to bring back that audience that perhaps you've lost over the last few years?
Yeah, look, the great thing with the entertainer, we've been going for 23 years. It's almost like it's Dubai's business. So the community's really got behind me coming back, which is, I'm very humbled at actually. It's very, very nice. So look, the thing is, it's simplicity. The app has to be user friendly, and you have to have the quality merchants on board at the same time for you to be able to save thousands of dirham at the cover price you pay. So the ROI is very big as well for the customer.
So you say 23 years there, and also mention app in the same sentence. Of course, the entertainer wasn't always an app. It used to be a physical product as well. The app now is the entertainer, right? So how do we go on about iterating on the app? How has the usage of an app changed how you present these kinds of products to customers?
Yeah, it's actually funny you say that because people still reminisce about the book. People love the book still.
Why, is the book going to come back?
No. I would love the book to come back, but no. Sustainability for one. No, the book isn't coming back. But look, the app just gives us so much more. And the customer, you've always got your phone with you, so you've always got your offers with you. We are able to see, Matt, if you like golf, what area you live in. So we can send you the offers that you actually want, not on a mass produced that we don't know what you want. So look, there's obviously a lot of benefits. You can see the ROI that you have on your app with your spend to what you're actually saving. And we can relate a lot better we can talk to the merchant a lot better as well on the app with portals and things as well.
Have you looked at other sort of aspects of how you can use the app as a brand in order to keep customers engaged? For instance, building gamification, which we talked about a little bit before you sat down.
Yeah. Look, with the app, there's 2 things. We have the consumer, where they save money, but we also white label B2B products as well. So we deal with a lot of banks, telecommunications, airlines, and big corporates that buy in bulk, that we are able to do that for them for also. But look, we're not a gamification platform, to be honest. If somebody wants to spend an hour on an app, that's great. We're the wrong app. So what people like with us, you get the app, it's user-friendly, it's easy to find where you want to go, you save your money, and you're out. And that's really what people like.
So the less time, the better?
Well, in fairness, I call it like the Uber model. You're on there, you get your ride, you pay for it, you're off. And it's exactly the same with the entertainer. You can browse where you'd like to go. You might look at, again, your ROI or your competition with your friends, how much you've saved. But generally, if you're going to Wild Wadi all you want to do is save that 500 dirham, click and off.
Talking about going to Wild Body, for instance, there's all of these traditional sort of things that the entertainer has offered. So there's food and dining, there's entertainment like going to Wild Body, for instance. There's also travel, which I find very interesting. How do you grow that as a segment? And is that something that you see having future growth?
Yes, travel is very, very important to us. So we're changing that to a staycation model. So that'll be a buy one, get one free to the hotels that we sign on board. So we'll be signing in between 300 and 500 hotels for next year, for 2024, and they'll all be a staycation model throughout the GCC and like Maldives, Seychelles, where people go outbound from here.
So everywhere that's sort of within that 4-hour window travel.
Correct. And I mean, that's a huge saving, right? You could spend 2,000 dirham at one night and you're paying 550 dirham for your product.
And do you see that as being central to what we're talking about, bringing it back to what it was? Is it travel, or is it going back to your roots with F&B?
F&B predominantly, because I always say food is a need, travel is a want. You have to eat. So F&B is 70% of our business. And you're doing it every single day. Travel is a luxury where people save and then they can spend on.
I think it's fair to say as well, though, that now in comparison to maybe when the entertainer first launched, there's more competition for discounts and for living in the UAE in particular. How do you compete in a market which has already got discount offers and is ready-made to try and bring customers in through the door?
Yeah, look, one thing we have on our side is legacy. People know it works with us. We've been doing it for so long. We do know what we're doing. Competition, we love competition. Everyone has to have competition. But with the entertainer, we are the strongest deal in the market. We're a buy one, get one free. We have exclusivity to that deal. And there is a lot of other discount offers, which is great, but we stick in our own lane. We do what we're best at, and it's buy one, get one free.
Before you came here today, I did my research and reread the press release from when you came back to the entertainer. And I believe it said that you sought to bring more energy and vitality to the brand. What does that translate into for the consumer?
Yeah, I don't think it's just the consumer. For me, that's about in-house as well. So it's company culture. So I'm all about, without triumph, with triumph, you need to have the oomph. So that's what I like to think that I bring a lot of. So when you have it in-house first with company culture, then it also goes externally. So look, to the merchant, we're bringing them value, we're bringing them football, I said that the other day, football as well. So, it makes us as a team really proud that we can see some outlets that may have shut down, but without our offers and the people coming in, they're able to get cash flow and to sustain. It also makes us proud that the consumer might, with their kids, only be able to go to Wild Wadi twice a year, but we make it affordable for them to go 4 times a year. So it's a really nice feeling to be able to save people money, but at the same time create businesses and sustain them externally.
Jumping back to this internal conversation, which I think you've alluded to a couple of times now already, how much of that is solving this idea of the talent equation and talent retention? And is it difficult to find talent?
It's always difficult to find talent. People don't leave companies, they leave managers. And you have to really train your staff, you have to look after them. And look, don't get me wrong, everybody's there to do a job at the same time. But as a boss, I'm always say I'm fair, firm, but fun. So you have to reward when you have to reward, but you have to get the job done at the same time.
All right, last few questions for you here then. We mentioned earlier that unfortunately bringing a book back may not perhaps hit the sustainability agenda of most businesses at the moment, but how are you as the entertainer embracing sustainability? Is that something that you keep in mind with offers?
Yeah, I mean, the thing with sustainability, we're an app, so we are sustainable. We don't have the printed product anymore. So within in-house with us, we don't have control of who's on our app, if they are or not. So everything we do, we try not to have plastic water bottles in-house, we have glass. So we adhere to all the sustainability where we can. But unfortunately, everybody who's on our app, we have over 10,000 merchants. We can't control them.
How do you use the data, though, of customers that are using the app in terms of which merchants they're using the most. How do you use that to change the app's offerings? Is that something that you look at? Is that data used?
Yeah, of course. So we look at where people live, we look at the community. A lot of people in Arabia, say for example, we might say Arabian ranches, oh, we need a lot more people are living there, but okay, now we need more merchants in that area. What do they need? Oh, wow, we didn't actually realise that salons were so popular. Let's get some more of those, but burgers are not. So we actually look at all the deals that are redeemed, where they live, obviously the demographic of the person, male, female, if they have kids, the age of the children, if they go to school or do they eat Burger King. So we look at a lot because we want to be able to have the best offers for the customer to be able to go to that merchant.
Is that why this previous pivot that you mentioned about travel towards staycations, is that partly driven by how you've seen customers changing travel needs?
To be honest, not really. I just think everyone likes to travel here. So people social travel and they work travel. And a big part of it is GCC. And everybody loves a staycation in the GCC. You know, especially UAE. People go to Iraq, they go to Abu Dhabi come to Dubai. And it's a great, great offer. 2 nights for one. It's perfect.
All right, last thing before we finish today. The UAE is in booming period at the moment, especially in a global economy that's facing its own challenges. Mm-hmm. You yourself have built a business here in the UAE, a successful one at that, that's still here and stood the test of time, transitioned to technology. What would your advice be to other budding entrepreneurs?
Oh, wow, lots of people ask me that. Look, I always say when you're starting your own business, you have to love what you do. You have to have a why, you have to have a purpose, and you have to definitely have thick skin because people will always put it down. But you just have to really just get on with what you want to do. Listen to your gut feeling and just go for it. Because what can happen if you don't? It won't work out, and then you can always get a job. So, but you have to be very self-motivated to be able to have your own company. And that's not only obviously a personal thing, but obviously then cash flow and everything comes into it at the same time. But I wouldn't say having your own business is for everybody. You have to be a certain type of person. But if you are that person, then go for it.
Fantastic sentiment, I think, to end on. Donna, thank you very much for joining us here today.
Thank you for having me, Matt.